Hello everybody, Helen the Russian here, and tonight is a story time, and it's a good story. It's really kind of cute kind of story. So this weekend, as all you know, in Las Vegas we had two massive festivals going on. Life is Beautiful downtown, and that was Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And Friday and Saturday we had iHeartRadio live. So that was big, and that was at T-Mobile Arena, plus they had day stages, I'm not sure where. So that was going on. I knew it was going to be busy. I was busy with my business on Friday. I couldn't drive. But then Saturday and Sunday, I thought, oh, I'll drive for a bit in the morning and then maybe after a break in the afternoon, because I certainly didn't want to do the evenings with these festival people. Yeah, I know how they get. Wasn't gonna and didn't. Was pretty easy to hit Uber bonus. They only wanted 20 rides for like $37 bonus. So I done that. Took my break today, so that was the second day, and Sunday, and then thought, well, I'll drive for a bit in the evening. I feel like it. I'm not really tired, just make a few extra bucks. And as I was already thinking, okay, this particular ride is going to be my last ride, I get a call request into Palms, and it said Palms Place. As locals, it's a different pickup at Palms Place versus Palms, which is now by the steakhouse by the front entrance. So I pull up, and the reason I got it because I was already in the area. I dropped someone off at Pasta Mia, just down the street. So I pull up to the Palms Place, and there is literally no one there. So I knew, and I'm thinking, yeah, the person probably out of town, didn't realize, this. So I call him. It's a man, and he says, oh, I'm at the front entrance of the casino. And I'm thinking, brother, valet is gonna give me shit, because as you know, the pickup is not at the front entrance. It's a little further down by the steakhouse on the side. So I go there, and I could see him. He was actually the only man standing in there. But to my great surprise, valet, it was a woman. She's like flashing me with the flashlight, the way they do with the taxis, meaning like she's gesturing, come over here as your client. I was like, oh yeah, that would be a first for me, like with Uber and Lyft. They normally only do it for limos and taxis. So I pull up, and she's opening the door for the gentleman, all the gentlemen. And, he's getting in the car, and I think he had a bad leg because he had a bit of a trouble putting his right leg in the car. And then he hands her, I could see that he gives her a tip, and I could hear her saying, you giving me $20? And he said, yeah. I'm thinking, okay. Note to self, he just tipped valet $20, right? I'm like, it doesn't mean he's gonna give it to me, but I'm thinking there are options, there are possibilities. So as soon as we pull up to the light to turn on Flamingo, he's going to roughly Flamingo in Wallapai. He starts asking me if I could take him to Albertsons, and now mind, it's clear that he's been drinking. He's not totally off his face, but he's a bit slow, like he's slurring slightly and not falling over, but yeah, it's very obvious he's been drinking. So you know how everything kind of slows down when people are drunk. He goes, can you take me to this Albertsons on the corner of Flamingo and Wallapai? I said, oh, you want to change, you want to go there instead of where you said originally? He goes, well, no, I want you to wait for me while I go into the Albertsons. I said, well, Timothy is his name. So let me ask you, what do you want to buy there? What kind of shopping? He goes, I just want to get some booze. I go, well, and he goes, well, if you don't want to do it, it's all right. I said, well, you got to understand, we get paid 11 cents a minute for waiting, okay? I do this in my spare time. I'm all about maximizing the money, and, it's not particularly productive. By that time, we're already driving on Flamingo. He goes, well, that's fine. Can you just take me to Albertsons, and that's fine. And he makes it, a lot of people do that. He goes, well, I would have given you more money if you just did, but it's okay, it's up, And I said, look, Tim, we're both grown-ups, right? I'm not a little girl, and you're clearly a man who's been around. At the end of the day, we all do things for money. I explained to you why I was hesitant to do it. And also, quite frankly, because he was saying, I'll tip you, I said, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people do this. They say, oh, I'll tip you, I'll give you 10, I'll give you 20. and then they either don't tip at all once you've done what they wanted, or they throw you like $3 on the app. And I said, I've been doing this for over a year now. I have total over 1,700 rides, so I dare say I know exactly what I'm talking about. He goes, well, I'll give you money up front. I go, now we're talking. That's fine. He goes, yeah, well, and then I will have to trust you. I go, oh, you mean you worried that I'll take off? I said, no, I believe in karma. I would never do this. I'll wait. He goes, oh, well, and he starts talking about how he's from New York, and, clearly his life experiences of, especially, I guess, because he kept saying it's because he's from New York. I guess he dealt with a lot of dishonest people, hustlers, whatever. Well, it is what it is. I'm a big believer that we are a product of our environment, and our beliefs shaped by our experiences. So it's not good, bad, or different. It's just the way it is. And so if, say, your life experience differs from mine, it doesn't mean the mine is wrong or mine is right. It's just mine, it's what I know and how I act based on what I know. That's all there is. A lot of people fail to realize that, and so that's why there are so many disputes and arguments. You can't argue about it. It's just the way it is. Anyhow, and then he asked me where I'm from, how long I've been here, why did I move here, did I marry a Russian, no, to move here, like it was not a question, but anyhow, we kicked me up. So we got to that Albertsons on Wallapai and Flamingo, and he hands me $20. He goes, well, we'll see if you're here when I come back. I said, I assure you I would be. So I pull a little bit, and I drop him right at the door, so I pull a little bit just to get away from the handicap zip, not block that. And I just turn the car off. The weather is nice. I'm sitting and chilling, checking my emails. And he came back actually pretty quick. Inside 5 minutes he was back. He really just wanted some beer and a bottle of some booze. I don't know what it was. He goes, oh wow, you still here? I said, you sound surprised. I told you, I don't lie. It's bad for the soul. I believe in karma. And he kind of cracked up. He goes, well, where I'm from, people are not like that. I go, well, you learn something new every day. So now I'm taking him home, which is literally like 2 minutes down Wallapai. So I take him there. It looked like apartment complex. Eden, I think it was called. I pull him there. And so before he gets out, he hands me another $5. How nice is that? Nice man. So, and he says, as he gathering his booze, he goes, when I make it big, and I tell you, I will make it big. It's not the matter of if, it's when. I don't know what he meant. He says, I'm going to look you up. I go, Tim, that's fine. I'm happy to hear from you. And I have my business cards, like for my regular business, in my console all the time. So I pull one from the console. I go, here you go. When you make it big, you look me up. That's fine. We'll have a good time. And with that, he thanked me, and with that, he left. I thought, to be honest, so that trip on the Uber app, it was $10 plus the $25 he gave me. So $35, yeah, that was nice. And I went home after that. Yeah, it was a bit of a ride down to 15, but that's okay. I was well compensated. So just a good story. And on a different note, it seems like maybe today was my turn to do good deeds. I don't know. So while I was taking my break, I mentioned before I walk for fitness. And so I drove a bit in the morning, and then I parked at Planet Hollywood, and I just did one big long walk through Miracle Shops, into Paris, into Bally's, across the bridge, into the Bellagio. So the fall display, by the way, really pretty. Kind of the same that they had last year. They just added few things, so it's not entirely different for us locals, but it's still very beautiful, really nice. I Instagrammed it, of course, and whatnot. And then from there, I took the bridge to Caesar's Palace, because I thought, I'll walk through the Forum Shops and then come back, and it'll give me about 18,000 steps or so, which it did. Anyhow, going into the Forum Shops across that bridge from the Bellagio, so going into Caesar's, I noticed there are hustlers on the bridge, and they doing, I don't know what you guys call it in America, that scam. It's in Eastern Europe, it's very popular scam. It's called 3-ball scam. What it is, they have a little stand and there are 3 little balls of whatever color and 3 little cups. So they show you 1 ball. Sorry, it's 1 ball actually. 3 cups, 1 ball. So they show you the ball and then they cover it with the cup and then they move the cups around and you need to guess which cup is the ball under. And obviously you bet money and it's a scam. It's kind of like a 3-card Monty, same thing. It is a scam. And they have going there, I noticed, because I have a practice eye for that kind of thing, I could see it's organized gang. It's not just one random person, because normally that's how they do it. They have to have several people, 1 or 2, who act as passerby, because that's how they urge people to play, because they their own people, so they let them win and people watch and go, oh wow, he just got $20. And then there are people who watch the perimeter as well. And very often in these gangs there are people who are pickpockets as well, because when the crowd gets thick and people get involved, that's when they pick the pockets. So I noticed that, but they were not, at the time when I was there was maybe 2 people standing in front of them, wasn't busy, and I honestly kind of assumed that Metro will nail them pretty quick. So I go and do this whole long walk through Caesars Casino all the way into the Forum shops, one way and then all the way back the other way. And now I came and walked down the street and now I'm getting back to the bridge. Well, lo and behold, they still there. So nearly 40 minutes passed. They still there. And now there is a big crowd in a frenzy betting. And I'm thinking, shit, they're going to rip off so many tourists. And now I can see, again, practice eye, I can see which ones are part of their gang and which ones are watching, and I could tell there were probably half a dozen of them total, including, there was mostly big black guys, but there was one kind of older white woman in glasses, because I noticed her from before, and I could tell that she had a bag of chips with her, and she was actually offering the chips to the woman who was playing, to the tourist, and I'm thinking, oh God, I hope there is nothing in those chips. But anyhow, I thought, I don't like this. And, I said before, I love my city. I'm really proud of it. I really don't like this. It's not, especially not in that location, because it's clearly tourist rip-off scheme. So I walk into the Bellagio and I find a security guard right there in the shops. And I go, hey, are you aware they running a 3-cup scam out there on the bridge? He goes, not our business. We can't do anything about it. Just like that. I'm like, okay. I go, well, call Metro. He goes, well, you will have to call Metro. And I go, you know what, you're useless. I did say that to him. So I go, I stepped away and I dialed 311, because obviously it's not emergency, but I was concerned. So I called and I tried to explain. Problem is, I guess, I don't know, do you guys, please write the comments, do you not have that scam in America? Are you not familiar with that? Because in Eastern Europe, everybody knows what it is. So I'm trying to explain to dispatch what it is, and she's clearly not getting it. She's just not getting it. And but she goes, oh, what did they look like? Oh, there was how many? I go look, and I'm trying to explain it again, and she goes, no, I understand about the people playing, but who is the organ? I go, look, you're not listening. It's the proper scam. So 2 people actually playing the cups, but there are other people working the perimeter, working the public. It's like, and it's getting kind of frenzied, and you need to send someone. So she goes, then she wants, and I know it's standard, but then, she wants to get, what clothes they wear. And I'm thinking, the minute the cops get on that bridge, they're going to know exactly what's going on. Like, these people are not hiding. But I'm like, okay, so I gave the descriptions to the best I could. And then she wants to know my name and my phone number. I was like, why? I'm concerned local. I don't want tourists to get ripped off. What do you want with me? Well, if we investigate, and I can't help you with any of it. I don't know anything about it. I just saw it and I called you. But anyhow, she goes, okay, that's fine. So done that, felt okay, I did a good deal. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure police got in there, because I hope I could relate to her how really dangerous was what they doing. And she's like, oh, did they have guns? And I'm like, not that I saw. And honestly, if they professional hustlers doing that scam, they will never be caught with firearms or illegal firearms. That's not what they do, because they know if they get caught, they want minimal charges, and the charges can only be filed if someone presses the charges, and it's really tough to prove it. So all I wanted is for police to get there and chase them away. That would be it. But so that was that. And then so I went back and I got in the car and I started driving and I did a few rides, and now I picked up these girls at the Treasure Island and they want to go to Life is Beautiful. So of course I'm taking Industrial, definitely not a freeway, to go there. And as I'm approaching Sahara, meaning I'm about to go under the bridge, so I'm sitting on the light at the South Bridge, on Industrial and South Bridge, I can see just to the left of me, so west of Industrial, a fire under that bridge, so under Sahara, and it's pretty big, like it's getting really big and it's blowing black smoke. I was like, oh man, that's not good. And it's behind, there is like a fence, chicken wire fence, and I couldn't figure out what exactly is burning, but I'm like, that's not good because the fire is now kind of big, almost reaching the top of the bridge. So I call 911, ask for fire, try to report it, and now she starts on me. She goes, first she tried to figure location, and I explained it the best I could. She goes, so where are we going? I go, I told you, Industrial South Bridge, under the bridge, because she kept saying Industrial and Sahara. I said, well, yeah, but under Sahara, under the bridge. And then she goes, so what is burning? I said, I don't know, I can't tell, and now I already drove by. She goes, well, what's your number? So I give her the number, and then she goes, something else. I go, look, I'm an Uber driver. I drove by, I saw it, so I called. I don't know anything else. I already passed it, so I can't give you any more information. I have passengers in the car. She goes, well, I just want to make sure you're not the one who started the fire, called and ran away. And I'm like, okay, I'm sure it's a standard procedure, but I'm thinking not helpful, really. But that one I know for a fact that took action because I dropped the girls off. And I deliberately went back. I didn't have a passenger, so I went back that same way, and there was a fire truck there and the fire was put out. So hey, yay for me, good deed. And I think, hey, now that I'm thinking about it, honestly, it just came to me. See, good deeds, it's karma. That's why I say I believe in karma. So I've done that, and then what do you know, then I picked up a ride at the Mirage and took him to Pasta Mia on Flamingo, and my very next ride, which I decided would be my last, was that guy who gave me $25 in tips. Okay, so here you go, good story, karma in action. Anywho, hope everybody had a good weekend, and everybody, those of you who drive tonight, wise guy, you probably are, be careful out there, lots of young people who look like they drug takers and drinkers. All right, good night, everybody.